Was muted. What's going on, everybody? Nice to be here. My name is Anthony, and it's time to talk a little bit about the number one trending topic in the world at the moment. Let me make sure the microphone is nice and straight, pointed right upwards. Let me know if you are in the house. We've got 6 people here watching right now. I'm sure that most people who do view it will view it back a little in a little while's time. So thank you very much to my friend Emiliano, who's coming in from the Inter Worldwide and Football Worldwide platform. I really appreciate it. It's time to talk a little bit of World Cup. Match day 2 has been completed for the majority of the groups, and 2 groups have already completed their group stage experience. And so far, we know the 4 nations that have qualified. We're going to go through group by group. I'm not going to be around along, just a short 25-minute, 30-minute live tops to talk a little bit about the World Cup. And hey, what's going on? We've got 9 people here right now, which is really good. Massimo Fazzino coming in from the Inter Worldwide, and same with Anthony. If you guys aren't subscribers to Football Worldwide yet, make sure you flick across to that platform right now. Let me know how you've enjoyed the World Cup so far. Who's impressed you? Who hasn't? I haven't been able to tune into games live as much as I would like. So my information on who the highest performers players-wise have been is a little starch. We've got the 10 people here coming in. King Darian, yo, what's going on, my guy? How you doing where you are, man? How you feeling about the U.S.? How you feeling through to the next round? A young, fit generation of players, not looking half bad. You got another good win this morning. 1 goal for Pulisic, if I'm not mistaken. I'm still yet to watch those highlights from the game, but congratulations to you and your boys for going through to the next round. I'm sure you are wrapped. Anthony Basic, let me know where you're coming in from as well, so we could talk a little bit about your nations that you support. Massimo, who are you cheering for besides the Azzurri? Because obviously we're not around. And Emiliano, what about you? Ronaldo was robbed, or did he pull the robbery himself? That's a big talking point, and we're going to get to that in just a moment as well. So it's nice to have 7 people with me right now on these platforms. And, you know, let's get it started in just a sec. I'm just going to make sure that my phone is on silent so that there are no issues with the stream. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Group stages done for Group A. I am happy that Holland have topped the group. They will get a decent... That's right. You are from Australia as well, Massimo. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, no more 9 p.m. games for us, bro. It was a good ride while it lasted, wasn't it? It was a good ride while it lasted. I was pushing my bedtime back to 11 p.m. just to make sure that I was watching a couple of games, but no more. Got to wake up at 2 a.m. I can't see myself putting in those shifts, man, unless it's a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, bro. The good thing is I go on school holidays in about 2 weeks, so I'll get to watch the majority of the chunk of the games then and there. Netherlands and Senegal through to the next round. Obviously expected for Holland after getting 4 points in their opening 2 games. The host Qatar become the first host ever, I believe, of all time to go out with 0 points, squashing any rumors that there was any sort of match fixing or rigging going on from their part. They basically corrupted everything except for the officials in this World Cup. So oh, well, fair play to them in that sense. I was impressed with Ecuador, man. In the first 2 games, they got 4 points in their first 2 games. I didn't see them copping the L against Senegal, but the African nation reigns supreme there, and good for them. Good for them. Like, I didn't expect it. They are wrapped, Senegal, and they will be proper disappointed, Ecuador, to be going home in the early stages, because they probably thought after getting a point against the Netherlands, they really would have fancied their chances. Really should have fancied their chances. Don't forget, after the show, to put the magazines in a box and ship them to Figo, man. I got a stack this big of Culture Italia magazines, man. I used to collect them back in the day. Yeah, they're a good read, bro. I find myself going back to them and actually having a flick through them here and there, because it's an old school nostalgic feeling flipping through magazines, man. King Darian, France and Brazil look good. I think Argentina are building. Belgium are flopping. Argentina definitely with momentum so far, that's for sure. Let's take a look at a few of the happy snaps from Group A. This Gakpo guy, he's on flare. He's on flame. He's probably going to be a big transfer. Now, you know, the World Cup, you've basically got 7 games to prove yourself on the international stage. It's nothing like being consistent over the course of a season. So, you know, you pull yourself together for those 7 games and you earn yourself the move of a lifetime. You don't have to wait till the end of the season, Evan. You could probably push for something in January. Far right picture on the screen, obviously some heartbreak for the hosts, for Qatar, as they go out early. Khalidou Koulibaly, big Chelsea man, former Napoli gun, downs Ecuador. I didn't see it coming, boys. I did not see it coming. What a great result for Senegal, man. Look at how over the moon they are. An African nation in to the next round, and they will be loving life. Big shout out to Senegal, all of their people, all of their fans, and a big shout out to the 10 people that have joined me today on Football Worldwide /Interworldwide. If you are on Interworldwide, you got to make the trip across to FWW and like and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's move on to Group B. The interesting sides to join the Dutch and Senegal. Yes, Dumfries, don't let it slip, Matt Pickham. Let's get that cash. Let's get that cash for the Dutchman. Let's do it. England through to the next round after defeating Wales. Imagine waiting 64 years to qualify for the World Cup and then you get done by England. Not a good World Cup for them. Pretty much one goal, one Gareth Bale equalizer. The only thing for them to cheer about in this World Cup. Obviously, the highlight of the World Cup for Iran was the 2-0 late victory against Wales. And the United States recovered half decently from their poor first round performance against Wales by grabbing a win and a draw as well. I think the 0-0 draw against England was a huge result for the United States, and that's probably why they've put them through it confidently going into the game against Iran, getting that 1-goal victory with a Pulisic goal. King Darian says, shout out to Aliou Cisse. No one thought they would have gotten out of the group, especially after El Dio Mane got injured. That's a great point. That's a great point, man. Like, you gotta give it up to Senegal, who, after losing Sadio Mane just before the World Cup, ain't nobody would have given them a flying chance. Nobody. I didn't give them a chance after Ecuador got the 3 points in the first game of the group against Qatar. I thought, and then when they got the 1 point against Holland, I'm like, oh, bro, Senegal are done. Ecuador are through. How wrong I was. Thankfully, I haven't been betting money on this World Cup because I think I lost $10 a day in the first 3 days. I'm like, nah, sack that. No more betting on this World Cup. So well done to Senegal. I think, what a great achievement for them. They'll be welcome back home like heroes, no matter what. Now, we know that there ain't no lucky dip like there is in the Champions League for who you can draw in the next round. So Senegal are going through to play England, and the Dutch are going through to play the United States. So before we move on to the next group, let's drop your predictions for the 9 people that are still here right now. If you are Darian, Pickham, Lord Figo, Massimo, Emiliano, Anthony, if you're with me right now, I want you to drop your predictions through to the bottom. Netherlands or the US, Senegal or England. I think you might see the Netherlands and England go through to the quarterfinals here. 2 big nations already through. Obviously there's no guarantee. You can always expect that a couple of these games are going to go to a penalty shootout. But as of now, you'd be really silly to believe that the first 2 won't go through. So I'm going to predict that England and the Dutch go through. I'm actually going to predict that England do it tough and go into extra time. I think that the Dutch might go through in normal time. It could be the other way around. I'm not 100% sure. Matt says, hopefully Poland can get a win in the morning. Zielinski is an animal. Yes, he is. And Matt says the Netherlands and England as well. USA have the worst chance ever. Forza Europe. Yep. And Massimo says the Netherlands and England will probably go through to the next round. Dutch and the USA. Come on, Fiegel. What are you smoking on today, man? You enjoying this USA victory or what? You enjoying it, bro? Talk about sending stuff over. You should be sending me some stuff over. Lord Fiegel telling me that the USA are going through against... Wait, but like they can't go through because they're playing the Dutch. You see what I mean, Fiegel, man? Get off it, bro. Get off it for a couple of seconds, bro. Seriously. You can't have that. The Netherlands and the USA can't go through at the same time. So who is going through, Fiegel, my guy? Pulisic got hurt today scoring the goal. So if he's not there on Saturday, then the US are definitely out. That's a good call as well. Good call there, Anthony. All right, let's move on to the next group. Oh, actually, no, we'll enjoy some snapshots from Group B first of all. So the young guns of the USA. Look at Weston McKennie in the background and Dest as well. Gareth Bale turning up for a couple of minutes in this World Cup and getting himself a Man of the Match award. Bukayo Saka celebrating hard, and the Iranian fans, I think they'll be happy to be there. They'll be happy to have gotten a win. Maybe a little disappointed that they couldn't get an equalizer against the US. But yeah, that's my G. Lord Figo always coming in with the laughs. Netherlands will beat Soccer and England will beat Senegal on pens. I think this England-Senegal game could be going to extra time, man. I don't know about pens, but I'm going to have to agree with you there, Darian. All right, let's move on to Group C and D. I've separated these columns a little differently because, there's still a game left to play. So far, we've got Poland sitting at the top on 4 points, Argentina on 3, Saudi Arabia on 3, and Mexico on 1 with no goals scored. 2 games, no goals scored for Mexico. And they are going to have to come up against a very, very tricky Polish side. A very tricky Polish side. Now, I think that Poland is going to beat Mexico. I think they've got the confidence to go through. Still all up in the open. Still all up in the open in this particular group. But, Matt Pickham, I think, have a little bit of faith because Lewandowski and Zielinski should just be enough to get over this Mexico side. And Argentina should definitely... wait, that can't be right because they've already played each other. So it's going to have to be... It's Poland-Argentina. That's right. My bad. That's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. How are you feeling about it, Matt? How are you feeling about that? Because a loss could definitely take you guys out. A loss could take you guys out. It goes for goal difference. Mexico still will be in with a chance there. Even Saudi Arabia will fancy their chances knowing that a draw for them and a loss for Poland by 2 goals could send them through based on head-to-head or goals scored. It's all still up in the open here. Poland is so Poland and Saudi to go through. Yeah, I think you're a little bit on your Polish salami high horse here, Matt. But and me personally, I'd like to see Argentina get knocked out in this round. I don't mind them winning the World Cup compared to other nations, but I still would be pleased. As an Italian, I'm petty. I'm a complete petty merchant, man. It's one of our worst character traits, but I own it right to my core. I am petty, so I need all big nations to go out. All of them, except for Holland. I don't want to see anybody get close to that trophy. No Brazils, no Germanys, no Argentinas, no France, no nothing. Give me a Dutch or a Portuguese winner or an outcaster any time of the year. Total to save them, he's gonna have to switch up to an onside position. That's for damn sure. Let's have a look at a couple of the images and then we'll come back to the group table. So far, we've got the GOAT Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, leading their charge. And what a great goal it was from him and for his Argentine counterpart to make it 2-0 in the previous game against Mexico. But Poland got the job done against Saudi. They needed to get the job done, and they did. Saudi Arabia's 3 points against Argentina is like liquid gold at the moment, man. It's still giving them a great shot of going through. Saudi Arabia know that a win takes them through. Beat Mexico, you are through to the next round. Whereas Mexico know you could win and still potentially not go through. So, ifs, ands, and buts all around here. I think the Saudi Arabian momentum could get them the 3 points. Could get them the 3 points here. King Darian says, I need Argentina to come second so we can get the final that we want. And what's the what's the final that you want, King Darian? Is that a Portugal-Argentina final? What's the final that you really want, bro? You let us know. That's pretty much all for Group C, unless anyone else has got any other comments. Anyone else want to predict? Anthony says, as an American who supports the Azzurri, I am also as petty as you. I'm rooting hard against France and Brazil, but I think they are the 2 best teams. I root the hardest against France because I just don't like the French more than any other nation in the world when it comes to football. I have to root against Brazil, even though I don't mind them as a country. Like I've got a couple of Brazil jerseys because I love their players. I love the team, but they've got 5 World Cups. We've got 4. I don't want them to stretch that gap. I would hate it even more if Germany got to the final and won it, although I don't think Germany have got it in it this time around because their 4 would become 5. We can't have that. We need to at least stay equal with them. And the rest of the big nations, I just don't want them to have that hype. Brazil versus Argentina would be one galactic final. It would be an absolute galactic final, wouldn't it not? That's it for Group Chi. Let's go over to the Group D table where France have pretty much booked their spot already. No, they have booked their spot already. It just so happens to matter whether they'll be coming first or second. Australia. Let's talk a little bit about our home country, Matt and Massimo. The 1-0 win against Tunisia, horrible performance. Watched that with all my boys, and my God, it was a horrible game of football. Real low-level football stuff. The amount of giveaways in midfield, the amount of misplaced passes, the amount of bad challenges, the amount of loose balls, it was a donkey's ass of a football game. But the boys, as Massimo says, we need to believe. We are no strangers to playing Denmark. We are no strangers to playing Denmark. I hate to sound pessimistic. I don't see us beating Denmark. I think Denmark know that 3 points in that game for them takes them through to the next round. Is Graham Arnold going to park that bus? Are we going to sit as deep as we did from the 9th minute onwards against France? Are we going to invite Denmark into this game? I'm afraid that I have to agree with Matt. If we invite Denmark to play the majority of football in our final third, if we allow Denmark to play their brand of football against us, we are going to be in trouble. If we really do allow them the time and if we allow them the respect, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. And the thing is that when you look at the side on paper, they do scare me a little bit. They do scare me a little bit because they've got the talent there. They've got the goal scorers there as well. They've got Damsgaard in the side. They've got Christian Eriksen in the side. They've got Andreas Christensen in the side who should have had a goal. He should have had a goal. Højbjerg as well. He's going to be a great player. He's going to be hard to stop. Martin Braithwaite, if he gets some minutes as well. And Dolberg. There's just a lot of good players in this Denmark side that can inflict damage on Australia. So, yes, I know that we can just hope. Fair play to Tunisia to getting to the World Cup. They'll probably cop an L, and France will go through with maximum points. Some images attached here. Great work from Australia. Great work from Australia to get that win. I think it was very, very impressive for us to get a win in this World Cup. Tunisia isn't the best side in the world, but, with Duke's header, we take the points. As a sporting nation, I know we're not a footballing nation, so to speak, in terms of pedigree, but as a sporting nation, we can't go to the World Cup and get no points or no wins. We can't get there and act like the token Moldovan or the token Ukrainian or the token Romanian side or the token Cypriot side that just waltzes into the Champions League and leaves with no points and 17 goals conceded. I didn't want to be that, and I'm glad that we are not that. But we can't play for a draw. We can't play for a draw. I'm sorry, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. What did you guys think of Denmark failing to get that equalizer or to go into the lead against France? Because they really had a chance. They really had a chance. And when Christensen missed that chance to go 2-1, it was just a matter of not if, but when Kylian Mbappe was going to get the winner. And Mbappe, probably the best player in this World Cup so far. Outback got Crocodile Dundee hope. Yeah, we've got hope, but at the end of the day, it's the hope that kills you, isn't it, Figo? I was loving the 9 p.m. games. Say it sucks that they have gone now. The rest is just only 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., isn't it? There's no other time slots, even for the knockouts. That sucks. That really sucks. Christian Eriksen has had a topsy-turvy World Cup, but it would be like him. Don't give Christian Eriksen time and space on the ball as Aussies. He's going to rip you to shreds. We've got 11 people live with us right now, which is really nice. Make sure you like the video. Let us know who is here and let me know if you are new. What are your thoughts on the World Cup so far as we are halfway through the video? Group E and Group F. Group E, España has done well to get themselves into this position so far. I didn't think they looked like the strongest side coming into this World Cup, but obviously their goal difference took care of itself in the opening game against against Costa Rica. And what really surprised me was Japan not being able to at least get a point against Costa Rica. Costa Rica scoring with their only shot on goal in the 83rd minute after Japan completely dominated the game. Japan will still feel like they've got a chance. It's very weird to see Germany down in that position, but you got to fancy the Germans against Costa Rica. Now it's probably going to come down to goal difference. I can still see Germany going through here. Germany get the 3 points and so do Spain. Germany are through. If Spain and Japan play out a draw and Germany win by more than a goal, they will be through. Basically, if Germany pump Costa Rica, which they probably will, Japan are most likely going out unless they can get a huge victory against Spain. It sucks if you're Japan because you break your backs to beat Germany in the first game, and it all becomes unstuck against Costa Rica. It really does just become unstuck. Germany win 2-0 and get through. Now I prefer Spain and Japan. I think we both do, but the only way that that's going to happen is if Japan win. And even if Japan win, if Japan win, Germany probably won't go through because Spain's goal difference took care of itself against Costa Rica. Anthony, will Germany pull an Italy 2.0, win the World Cup, and then exit the 2 group stage exits? Possibly. You know what? I feel for Japan because their performance reminds me of Italy's performance in 2014, where we broke our backs to beat England in the first game, 2-1. Marchisio and Balotelli scored the goals. We then lost 1-0 to Costa Rica. And then we lost 1-0 to Uruguay. That was disgusting. If Japan tie, they will be on 4 points, meaning Germany would need to win by 2 goals, Alex, my friend. You said it before, Armo, in our private chat. There will be a World Cup with lots of 4-point qualifications. Make sure you head over to my friend Armando's channel, Napoli Worldwide. And I'm sure if Napoli continue to have this the sort of season that they're having, there'll be some Napoli-related content going up on that channel. So for me, I think that we're going to see Spain first and Germany second. It would suck to be Japan. But yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, the loss was disgraceful. The Suarez incident, I already disliked the guy. That was the incident that made me hate the guy. And if we had VAR, we wouldn't have been here talking about a group stage elimination. Some images to go with it. What are your thoughts on Germany? You know, having a little bit of their far left trip with that there. And that's all that it is because, you know, they didn't play that well in that game either. They got themselves the late goal for Spain. They just need to focus in this last game and wallop Costa Rica. Japan, after being so jubilant in the opening match day, are now reeling us and seething at their teeth. Costa Rica in the bottom right, absolutely cheering that they are still alive. All hope did look lost, especially even at 0-0. Japan would have loved that point. It would have been a golden point to take them to 4. Not to be. And Spain, with 4 points, will definitely fancy their chances going through, knowing that only a loss can prevent them from qualifying for the round of 16 in this particular World Cup. Going back to group tables, we move along now to Group F. There's 11 people here watching our video right now, so make sure you like it. And if you are on the Interworldwide platform, move across to Football Worldwide, like and subscribe that, please. Croatia on 4, Morocco on 4, Belgium on 3, Canada on 0. Now, Belgium have only got the 1 goal in this World Cup after beating Canada in the first game. They were beaten in a surprise result against Morocco, and I think it was a well-deserved win for Morocco. Great for them. The last game is going to be a cliffhanger. I dare say I'm probably looking forward to that game more than any other game in the group stages. Croatia and Belgium. Morocco's probably going to beat Canada. I'm from Toronto, brother, so that Belgium-Canada game hurt so much. Now, sorry to hear, Alex, man. Like, you guys played well against Belgium. Started well as well against Morocco. Was it Morocco? No. It was Belgium where you scored for. No. Am I forgetting? Alphonso Davies scored the first goal in the Croatia game. My bad. And then you got your asses handed to you later on. My bad. Hate to say Belgium miss out here. Why do you hate that, Matt? Do you have a little bit of Belgium in you? Why do you support them in any way, shape, or form? I personally think that, they went through a golden era that's phasing out now, and they sort of deserve just for it to end and to go out. Missed penalty against Belgium. Yeah, missed penalty, missed opportunity, 100%. So I think that Croatia are actually going to have too much for Belgium on the day, but I am going to predict a draw. I'm going to predict a 1-1, a slugfest, and I actually think Morocco is going to top this group. I think Morocco is going to be the next African nation alongside Senegal to go through, and they are going to be absolutely ecstatic, and I'll be very happy for them. Forza, Ashraf Hakimi, if you know, you know, Inter fans. Lukaku is coming home. Yeah, 100%. Get him out of there. Get him out of Qatar. Get him on the physio table. Get him working hard for the club that pays his fees. If anybody follows me on Interworldwide, they know the sort of hate that I'm dishing out for the availability of Romelu Lukaku. Nothing would make me happier than to see him having to come home early. Kevin De Bruyne. Okay, you're a De Bruyne fan. Yep, the golden generation that won absolutely nothing. Never forget. Never forget. That's all I think for Group F. Croatia, I think, might even have too much for Belgium. I really can't see Croatia losing. But if they do lose, they could still go out. They're not even guaranteed a spot in the next round. It could be Belgium 6, Morocco 5, Croatia 4 by the end of the group. It could be 5-5-4. It could be Morocco 7. Canada could pull an upset. It's all open. It's all open in Group F still. The only thing that's guaranteed is that Canada cannot go through to the next round. And that lack of motivation should really help Morocco get over the line, in my opinion. So I'm going to go Morocco 7, Croatia 5, Belgium 4, Canada 0. Moving along, the last two groups, Brazil have booked their spot, and so have Portugal. Interesting stuff. Very good stuff for them. Casemiro scoring a very important goal, their third of the tournament, +3 goal difference for La Seleção. Switzerland got themselves a nice little sneaky win, sneaky W against Cameroon. Switzerland and Serbia are going to have to slug it out in the last game. That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game. Brazil are going to have too much for Cameroon. Cameroon's tournament is over. I don't think after getting that 3-3 back, they're going to stand much of a chance. Although Brazil will play with a much more relaxed mentality, knowing that they pretty much can still lose the game and not finish second, but they're not going to lose the game. I predict a draw in that game. I think it could be one of those dead 0-0s or a 1-1, or it could end 3-0 to Brazil. So I'm going to go for 1 point in that game. 1 point for that game there. Serbia and Switzerland. I had higher hopes for Serbia coming into this tournament. I didn't expect them to beat Brazil. I didn't think they were poor against Brazil. They should not have let the 3-1 slip against Cameroon, and I think that's going to knock their ego. I think that's going to knock their confidence. That's just my opinion. Had they held on to that 3-1 and they were sitting here on 3 points, I would completely back them to beat Switzerland in the next game. They will know that a win against Switzerland basically puts them through, because Cameroon's probably not going to beat Brazil. Once again, all open from positions 2 to 4. Onana has checked out. Yep, the interrelated news is there. I'm going to go Brazil 7, Switzerland 4, Cameroon 2, Serbia 2. Let's talk about Onana. The coach lost his marbles there. Onana's pretty... I think the latest headline I read is that they're going to look at reintegrating him, though. Maybe he's apologized. Maybe he has, but I doubt it. I just know that he hasn't boarded the flight just yet home. Pardon me. And yeah, you know what? 3-0 to Brazil is looking likely. I'm going to change my prediction. I'm going to go Brazil 9, Switzerland 4, Serbia 2, Cameroon 1. That's how that group ends. Onana and Lukaku could be back home at the same time. Nice and early. Some images for the very, very attractive football that is being played in Group G. Neymar, obviously missing the rest of the group stage. He'll be back for the round of 16. Casemiro is a gun. He's an absolute weapon. Moment of appreciation as well for Thiago Silva. Like I've always said, as an Italian who is very arrogant, who grew up starting to watch football in the late 90s and then carried it on into the 2000s, I've always said there's only one defender I've seen play that can sit at the table with the Italians. The table consisting of Maldini, Nesta, Cannavaro, Costa Curta, and for me as well, the likes of maybe Zambrotta and Chiellini. The only one for me is Sergio Ramos, maybe Carlos Puyol. But I think Thiago Silva's there because at the ripe age of 38, still playing for Chelsea, still playing top level for Brazil, Thiago Silva's there. He sits at the table with the Italians, doesn't he? And feasts with them. Good for him. Good for Thiago Silva. Serbia in the bottom left, let it go. Embolo, who scored the goal for Switzerland against Cameroon, decided not to celebrate. A lot of criticism comes out from people for Cameroon. I don't follow African football at all. I got one friend who follows it and just tells me how corrupt it is. He goes, you think European football's corrupt? You don't know the half of African football. But the fact that even Embolo's mum came out and said, you know what, he was being respectful to Cameroon and barely needed to. Cameroon gave him nothing. Cameroon cops a lot of criticism. I'd like to know a little bit more what goes on deeper in the Cameroonian Football Federation. That's it for Group D. Let's talk about the final group as we clock off for today. There's still 10 people with me right now. Like the video, subscribe if you are new, and let me know if you are new as well. Portugal are through to the next round, 6 points there. Ghana, after their win against South Korea, are looking the goods. Now, this is where it gets really bloody feisty. You want to talk about revenge? You want to talk about hate? You want to talk about kicking Luis Suarez back in his ugly mouth and teeth that he rode in on? Let Ghana do it. 2010, baby. Let Ghana do it. That horrible handball that prevented Ghana going through to the next round, but then the missed penalty was really what prevented them. That is going to be exciting. That is going to be exciting. Ghana are out for blood. Uruguay play horrible football, like Matt Pickham says. I am all in for Uruguay to go out. They are the only South American team that I don't like. Yes, it's all because of 2014. Yes, it's all because of 2014, and I'm petty. I'm petty like that, bruv. Get Uruguay out. Let's go, Ghana. Let's do it. 3 points for Ghana puts them into the next round. A point for Ghana probably will put them through. Portugal haven't been great, but they're not going to lose to South Korea. South Korea will throw the kitchen sink at Portugal, and Portugal will hit them on the break if they need to. I actually think Portugal go through with 9 points. So I'm going to go with Portugal 9, Ghana 6, South Korea and Uruguay 1 each. I am fully invested in a Ghanaian victory here. And for my brother Wes. For my brother Wesley. Let's go, Wesley! There is a little rivalry with Portuguese and Italians in Toronto because we live beside them, but I'm rooting for Cristiano. I'm a big Cristiano fanboy from way back in the day at Manchester United. And I've always sort of like, Portugal to me growing up was a smaller version of Spain in football, so I liked them. I don't like Spain. I don't like Argentina. I don't like Brazil. I don't like France. I don't like Germany. I hate England for different reasons, but mostly because I'm a petty Italian and I don't want to see any other big team win. You're not allowed to eat my food. You're not allowed to eat my cake. And I know I sound horrible. I'm giving a great stereotype to all Italians, but at least I own it, yeah? I always have. We are a horrible bunch of football fans. We are up there with the worst football fans in the world. We are rightfully disliked. Rightfully disliked. Let's go, Ghana. Is Darwin Nunez a real footballer? Darwin Noodles? I don't know, bro. I don't know. Figo was a machine, one of my favorite players of all time. Another big reason why I liked him. Deco too. Big reason why I like them. That Portuguese side in between 2002, 2006. Big fan of that side. Big fan of Rui Costa. Loved Rui Costa. Pauleta as well as a striker. Thought he was a fantastic player. And as time goes on, I've also liked a lot of quiet players. I was a bit of a fanboy for Ricardo Quaresma until he completely tarnished his personal reputation for me by ruining his Inter career. Big fan of João Cancelo as well, especially for his time at Inter. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff for Portugal. They've at the start of this tournament, I said like the Dutch are my. I'd love the Dutch. I'll be cheering on them, and Portugal second. Obviously, I cheer on Australia first, but that's an unrealistic option right there. Some images attached for the final group. Now, did Cristiano Ronaldo touch that ball or not? Is that his goal or is that Bruno Fernandes's goal? Come on, comments. Hit me up with that as we finish off with 12 people here in the video. Was it Bruno Fernandes or was it Cristiano's goal? I think he flicks it on with his hair, but the way that he claims it, wouldn't have just been so much better if he was to turn around and do this to Fernandes? I feel like their relationship is a bit tarnished. But yeah, it did touch him. He just claimed it like he scored a worldie, didn't he, Matt? No worldie. Pure flick on. You can see that it slightly changes the trajectory of the ball. Massimo says definitely not Ronaldo. Come on, man. I think you're being a hater. Like, he didn't do much, but I think he's flicked it. He's flicked it. Whether people like it or not, his DNA is turning up on that ball. His DNA is turning up on that ball. So come on in, haters. Massimo and Anthony and Darian, the big haters coming through. To be fair, I don't think he does much for the rest of the tournament. If I was the coach, I'd consider dropping him, but you can't do that, can you? You can't drop him, can you? Disappointing from his bangs touched it. Oh man. Messi is clear. Yeah, but we're not talking about that right now. We know that Messi is the clearer player as the careers progress, but you know, there's more football to be played. And the round of 16, who knows? Who knows if Ronaldo is going to grab a goal or not? Now we know that they're through top of the group, and so are Brazil. Let's just assume that they are. We're possibly looking at Brazil up against Germany or Brazil up against Japan. I doubt it's Spain. We're probably looking at Portugal against a Morocco or a Belgium or a Croatia. That Portuguese round of 16 game is going to be tough. No matter who they get. No matter who they get, Portugal are going to struggle in the round of 16. They might be flying high on 6 points in that group right there. But I tell you what, boys, Portugal going into that next round. Oh, wait, no, I've got the whole status wrong. I've got it all wrong. All wrong. My bad. I've been looking at the other side of the bracket thinking that they're going into the next table. It's going to be Portugal are going to probably play Switzerland or Serbia. If they get Serbia, they'll pump them because they want revenge for the qualifying thing. And they'll beat Switzerland as well. All right, my tune has completely changed. Portugal should have a one-way ticket to the quarters. Brazil will also have a one-way ticket to the quarters. I think Portugal and Brazil, you might be able to lock into a quarterfinal spot here. El Toro over Pinaldo, definitely at the moment. And Barella is better. Barella is a god. I'm going to be basic and say Argentina, Portugal in the final. The world will stop if it happens. It really will. It really will. It'll be the biggest thing in the sport ever. It'll be the biggest moment in the sport ever. Brazil-Portugal quarters will be awesome. Yeah, that will be a good quarterfinal, Matt. That'll be a really good quarterfinal. Tell you what, man, I'll bust out the wallet again in the round of 16 and in the quarterfinals, and we'll gear some stuff. We will gear some good stuff. All right, that's all that I'm going to have time for because it's 5 p.m. on a Wednesday in Sydney, and it's definitely start to think about food. Thank you very much to the guys who tuned in. Matt, Alex, Massimo, King Darian, Anthony as well. See you in there, Lord Figo. Thunder Road, thanks for coming in as well. Make sure you like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Charles Yamo, if you're still here, having a tune in. And yeah, and Emiliano as well. So we had a nice, decent little chat going on here today. And that's why I do it, for that nice little intimate crew. My name is Anthony. Thank you very much. Enjoy yourselves and be nice to one another. Ciao.